How are we, YouTube? So it's been a few weeks since I've done the last video. Well, in fact, I'm not actually sure when I've done the last video, and I was trying to get them in every 2 weeks, but life got in the way. It's been really busy, so I thought what I'd do is a quick video. Obviously, we introduced the new Defender on the last one. Now I'm not exactly sure when that was, but we have done quite a few miles in this car, so I thought I'd do a little review and let you know what I think of it so far, and a couple of boring things like miles per gallon and range and different bits and pieces, but really it's an honest review from someone that actually didn't like this new Defender. I am a massive fan of the old Defender, and as some of you may or may not know, but for my business we run a lot of old Defenders still, so I still have an awful lot of them. We have started to change some of them over to the new Hiluxes, which is regretful, but unfortunately, that's part of it. We can't just keep running these older vehicles, and they cost a lot of money to maintain and breakdowns and bits and pieces. So some have gone for new Hiluxes, but the newer ones that we've kept, and I don't plan on getting rid of those anytime soon anyway. So the new Defender was a bit of a controversial thing for me, and it's taken me this long to actually want to get in one, and obviously I brought this. It came up relatively cheap. So a bit of background: I've done about 4,500 miles in it. So the car had done about 1,100 miles when I brought it. Wasn't brand new. It's a P300, so it's a 2-litre turbocharged petrol, which again I know is not the true Land Rover thing. I am a massive diesel fan. The Discovery, as you know, is diesel. It's a 3-litre diesel, but I'll be honest, I test drove this, and I've had a diesel, one of these, on a long-term test drive thing. I say long-term, it was like a weekend, and that was a 3-litre V6, the 3-litre Ingenie V6 diesel, and this car is so much better in a lot of ways. The diesel, I haven't towed in this yet, and I'm sure the diesel is going to be better for towing, but this 2-litre petrol engine is so light, and to drive this car is just, I don't know, it's so nice to drive. It's sort of, you don't get the lag, like the turbo lag, when you initially put your foot down on a roundabout to get out, and in the 3-litre diesels, they lag, and you kind of get nothing, then bang, you get this bolt of power, whereas this doesn't do that. This has got power just like you'd expect from a petrol engine. It's 300 horsepower, so it doesn't hang around. It's quieter than the diesel. Now, whether or not it's as good off-road, who knows? I know people say, diesel's better, blah blah blah, for wading and whatever else, but the truth be told, any modern vehicle now has so much electrical gumph in it that whether you have a diesel one of these or the petrol one of these, your wading depth is still the same. And I don't really see petrol being a massive downfall, and honestly, I do use it. Obviously you see the tyre video, and I've got a few bits on order from Australia which is taking an age to come, which is why I haven't done a video of that. But your rock sliders, bumpers, bits and pieces, but they've not arrived yet, and it's stuck on a shipping container somewhere. So yeah, but anyway, getting back to this truck, so I quite like the petrol anyway. It reminds me a lot more of, I've got a 5-litre supercharged petrol, an SVR, and this reminds me a lot more of that in terms of the way it drives. But the good thing is that they're just, when you're going into a roundabout and steering, there's no weight over the front like there is in the Discovery or even in the SVR. It's a very light vehicle, because obviously it's only a 4-cylinder petrol. So that's the engine. In terms of the vehicle, so here we are. You can see there, we're on 5,864 miles. Now I'm just going to scroll through, because one thing that does surprise me, so you can see there, 18.1. Now, the SVR, 5-litre supercharged V8, we'll do another video on that. I'll do another video. I get 18 miles to the gallon out of the SVR. So, MPG, I know I've got the bigger tyres, but the MPG does surprise me. It surprises me just how bad the miles per gallon is, and I'm sure that would be better in the 3-litre diesel, I would have thought. Certainly the Discovery, which has this, oh no, it doesn't actually, that's the older engine, but the Discovery's got the 3-litre diesel, and that does about 24 to the gallon. So yeah, that is, in terms of miles per gallon and bits and pieces, that's where we're at. In terms of the vehicle, as you can see, I've done quite a lot of miles in it already, but I am fully sold. I mean, it's fantastic. I love it. I actually think, you know, there's a lot of nods in here to the old Defender, but you know, it is a totally new vehicle. Really, it really is a totally new vehicle. There's nothing, you know, there's a lot of hints and bits, and I like the dash, and you know, that's already got stuff in it, tidy. But you've got so much. You've just got so much space everywhere. Here, you know, like you get down here, literally, you can get a 2-litre bottle in fact, 1.5 litre, I don't know what this is, but a big bottle of water, right? In there, obviously it's got a bit of rubbish in there at the minute, but in there, and it, you know, you get 2 of them in there. It does sit in there. What other car can you do that with? There's storage here. There's, you know, there's loads of outlets for things, and you know, it is a great family vehicle. I've got 2 children, they love it. So I'm really super impressed. In terms of driving, so we're just on a track now, obviously, just again, we're doing some work up in one of the forests up here, but we are on one of the lanes, and again, to drive, just a fantastic car to drive. And what I like about it is it still feels enough like a Defender that you don't fly around in it at 100 mile an hour everywhere, which, you know, obviously not 100 mile an hour in the UK, but it still feels like a Defender, and I like that because I am a little heavy-footed, so I tend to get myself in trouble with cars that are too they feel too good. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't go well. It goes very well. It goes around a corner fantastically, but it does still have the driving position of the old Defender, which does make it very much just, yeah, a drive itself. I'm blown away by it, I really am, and I like it so much. I've not actually really driven anything else since I brought it. However, we are still going for the mods. So I've got a roof rack on order, my roof tent's ready to go, so we'll be getting that put on. Like I say, we've got the rock sliders on order, we've got a few other little bits on order, but they are coming from Australia, and that's been a bloody nightmare. That has been an absolute nightmare. So, you know, I don't want to put anyone off of ordering from abroad, and maybe it's normal. I don't actually import a lot of things, so I don't know much about it, but yeah, it's just been a long process, taking its time, and generally speaking, maybe I'm just a bit too impatient, but yeah, it's just been a pain. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. But like I said, it was only a quick video, bit of a review on the car, my thoughts of it, and I am a genuine Defender fan. I do absolutely love the old Defender. You know, well, you've seen my video, you know what I'm about, and my vehicle of choice on any overlanding or any sort of trip off-road has always been the old Defender. But I am genuinely very, very impressed with this car, and there will be some up and coming trips which I'm going to take you guys on board for. I've brought myself a GoPro, and I'll work out how it works. But I'm going to take you along for the ride. We're going to get this thing off-road now. You know, I think it's a couple of months' time. I've booked on to I don't normally book on to organised trips, but I've booked onto a trip up in Scotland, or I will have. I'm speaking to the guy today, but it will be booked by the end of the weekend anyway. So I've booked myself on a trip up in Scotland, and due to the off-roading or green laning restrictions in Scotland, you can't actually really drive anywhere. So I've booked onto a guided tour, effectively, purely because it also has access to all of the areas that you're not allowed to actually drive and go off-road. I think they're like country estates, and essentially this chap pays them some money and they let us drive through their estate, and it makes the whole you know, Scottish experience a little bit better, really, because otherwise there's not actually anything you can do in Scotland legally, and the repercussions of going off-roading or green laning in Scotland, they can actually take your vehicle off of you. So it's not something really you want to take lightly. And I've always fancied doing a bit of Scotland, to be honest, because I have travelled a fair bit in various different countries, but I've not actually travelled that much here at home. So yeah, we're going to do Scotland, and I'll take you along for that ride. We'll be testing out some of the kit that's on this, you know, we're going to hopefully have on this truck by the time we go. And if we don't have it on this truck, then we'll be probably looking at the reasons why we need it on this truck and what we damage and break along the way. So should be an interesting one anyway, guys. And yeah, I'll take you along for the ride. Anything you want to know about this particular vehicle, or things that you'd like to see it doing, or you know, anything at all, I appreciate some of you guys out there, you may have the new Defender, and you'll just be watching this to see, you know, what it's like, what it can do, or my views on it. And other people out there, they may not be fortunate enough to have one or be able to get one. And really, I just want to, you know, make it accessible for all of you, really. So if you ever wondered, oh, you know, if I had one, I'd want to do this, well, let's do it, because I'm up for all that. And it'd be nice to really kind of let you guys choose what content you want to see on this car, specifically. Obviously, some of the other trucks, we've got other trips booked this year, and like I say, I'm going to start. There was a few comments about basically, you know, doing some off-road videos and overland videos and bits and pieces, and you'll be taken along for the ride on those, and I'm going to start doing that, so you'll be able to see everything that goes with it. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching anyway, and I will try and get back onto the fortnightly video uploads, and yeah, I'll catch up with you all soon. Hope you're all well, and yeah, I'll catch up with you all later. Cheers, guys.